All right, everybody, what's going on today? Hope you guys are ready and stay tuned for a Madden rebuild. You guys are probably used to the 2K ones, but here we are in Madden 26 playing with, well, we're going to start off with my favorite team, who, coming off the 2024 season, obviously went 12-5 and had a, decent, and some good players, but aging starts like Bobby Wagner, even Terry McLaurin's starting to get up there, but you know, and as you can see there, even with the status, they were kind of playoff hopeful, and this year was really down. Now we got banged up a lot, but I mean, even early in the season, we didn't look that impressive, like against teams like the Packers, who they also got hurt, beat up too later in the year, and didn't end up being as good as we thought early on. But like we didn't look good. And then there's also games like the Chargers where we looked really good. After that first quarter, it just seemingly clicked. But we got some pieces. We're gonna be starting in the week 16. I'm just gonna stick with Dan Quinn as the coach. And we're going to see how long it takes till we get my Commanders a Super Bowl. But I will cut to you when we get all sorted out. All right. Well, here we are. The start of, the wild card round. I only simmed the remainder of our schedule, which was 2 losses followed by the week 18 win. Take a look at the playoff bracket. You see how different some things are. I mean, number 1, Rams getting the 1 seed. The AFC, I mean, all the teams are there except Pittsburgh. Just different order. And just also, same thing here except for the Panthers, just different order as well. But, I mean, I've seen some different stuff play out where the Detroit Lions actually end up being the 1 seed just from that 3-week sim period. Just funny how it all turns out. Look at these stats. They should be mostly realistic numbers. Can't find anything. Mariota obviously led mostly in passing, but Jaden Daniels is the guy. We're gonna make sure that is my number 1 thing. And not even double-digit touchdowns. He was hurt a lot. I mean, even how many less games he played, he took the same amount of sacks as Mariota. And running the ball, I mean, there were definitely bright moments. And I mean, 4-3 is nothing to scoff at. But there were a lot of, inconsistencies this year. And then Terry McLaurin was out a lot. Even Debo was hurt a lot. Just got to really, keep the guys together and on the field. But that all depends on the offseason moves we make, as we're going to just go straight to the Super Bowl and see what we have. And we have an all-LA Super Bowl being played in Levi's Stadium. So not SoFi Stadium. Chargers blow out Jacksonville, take a divisional win versus Denver on the road, and then demolish the Patriots in, literally the opposite fashion of how that game actually took place. And then LA just held off Tampa Bay and Green Bay in a 30-24 win. So, would have been... Oh my God, I just thought about something here. What if the Chargers and the Rams were both the top seed in the playoff? Because they obviously don't play at the same time. But I feel like sometimes there can be overlap there. I wonder how quickly they... I don't know how they'd prepare for that. I guess it doesn't matter, though, because Chargers seemingly aren't going to be a perennial playoff contender. I guess that's not the right word to use, but I feel like it's going to be a while till we see the Chargers at the top seed of the AFC. It's kind of just Justin Herbert clinging on for dear life. But we'll look at the awards. Josh Allen actually wins MVP over Matt Stafford. Look at NFC awards. Don't expect to see anybody on the command. Ooh, Bill made it top 5 in Rookie of the Year. Fair. Definitely wasn't going to get it. A fantastic season by McMillan with the Panthers. I mean, this has to count for something, right? I mean, we had him for a while. But, yeah. Let's sim the result of the LA Super Bowl. Funny enough, talking about that, the two teams playing at SoFi Stadium. What about, well, you can say the same thing about Jets Giants too, but I found it was an absolute stinker. Chargers, I believe, won 10-9. Yes, they did. Once again, Sean McVay's team held out of the end zone in a Super Bowl, but I just had it. Oh, I didn't know that the year that the Rams won the Super Bowl, 2021? Yeah. That NFC Championship was the first time that one of the championship games was held in the same stadium as the Super Bowl the following week. I think the closest they probably, this is just going to be completely recent. I think probably one of the closest times that would have been is if Minnesota in 2017 did that, but they had to play in Philly for that. But, yeah, okay. 2025 retirement. Just going to focus on my team. Bobby Wagner and Von Miller, Jonathan Jones, Josh Johnson, Zach Ertz, that's expected. Or I think he already did retire in real life. And Russell Wilson on the Giants. Lane Johnson, Brandon Graham, and their long snapper. Or Brian Anger. So a few guys lost. Preston Smith, I missed. And Chris Moore, who actually had a few decent moments, like kind of like the who was that guy? Oh god, Cam Sims moments. But I think we just I'm not gonna get rid of, I am gonna fire the coordinators just for the fact we could definitely get better guys in there, and I might just try and either develop some of these guys or no, Sammy Rios has always been my guy since they implemented the coordinator stuff. He's got some look changes over the past few years, but still my go-to guy. Jamie Rodriguez, just we'll wait till Sean McVay gets fired, or we'll see what happens. But an absolute stinker in the LA Super Bowl, and that might have been it for Matthew Stafford as well. Philip Rivers finally submits his retirement papers again. Let's go to next week. We got to negotiate or see about negotiating some contracts going into free agency. Deebo Samuel is a huge question mark. For a number 2 guy, he wants $12 million a year for the against our cap. He doesn't even want to really be here. In real life, I really would like to keep him. But for the sake of the game, he's 30 years old and 81 overall. I think we just move on. It's not worth paying him that money. Noah Brown, I mean, it just gets kind of worse and worse. All right, as you saw, not really a lot to look at there. Even like, guys like Jake Moody, Tressway, but I mean, Tressway in real life retired, but he definitely, I think he'll retire even in game. I've seen him do it before. As we move on to free agency week 1, I don't expect too many exciting players to appear, but at the same time, who knows what beholds us here in free agency. Taylor Moton is definitely better than Josh Connerly. But then what do we do with Josh Connerly? I want to take a look at the roster, actually. The new shaped roster post free agency. We still got McLaurin at X Factor, and he did get his contract negotiated, right? That cap hit doubles the following year. I definitely want to get a Super Bowl with him, but we're going to have to get a few guys here at receiver for sure. Ideally, how long do we have Coleman under contract? I'm just scrolling down the wrong thing. 2 more years. Okay, I'm thinking here, if I go the route, if I went out and got a Taylor Moton, I move Connerly to left guard. And then possibly Coleman the backup center, and then that gives me leeway if I want to trade Tyler Biadasz. But he's going to be a one and done guy. I think he's going to be a next halfway point guy that. Why I just saw Mike Sanders still in position to be a receiver. That's how weak we are. And for he's our number 1 corner outside of Trey Amos. Honestly, in the way he's performed, I'd give him the number 1 odd, or the guy being our number 1. But before we actually do anything in free agency, we're going to do our scheme changes, because I'm going to have this scheme ready to go. My favorite to go to this year has been Atlanta and defensively I go the Rams, even though the Rams offensive playbook is very good as well. And then 3-4 defense, it's not even worth running a 4-3. We're honestly kind of built for that, the way we play Frankie Louvu. He's kind of like that linebacker that comes off the edge, and I think he's perfect for a 3-4 edge rusher. And then the West Coast zone run. We're gonna. Obviously, we're gonna utilize Jaden Daniels. And we're just. I could run Bengals playbook and stat pad the shit out of them, but we just don't know if we're gonna win games. And at the end of the day, in football, that's what matters. So, Taylor Moton kind of would like to come here. He doesn't have any offers. I'd give him a 1-year stint. If he takes that offer, a 1-year stint, him and Biadasz would be gone the following season. And that just gives us a placeholder for when we want to draft. Although Rob Havenstein wants a 1-year contract for $15.9. Taylor Moton wants 21. I say we give Havenstein the money. Just looking at that, he wants to be here, and just on a 1-year gig, I'm all for that. Kickers aren't worth paying. No tackles aren't worth paying either. You could get very good guys down the board. Now, in real life, I like Bill. I think really developing Bill is going to be huge, but in sim, you kind of need that 90 overall guy to have a shot at doing well. And I mean, none of these guys even scream that, but they'd be good placeholders. Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to take a look at the draft at the end of the day and find out who we're gonna get. Completely forgot. Do the eval period. See if we end up getting Havenstein. And he does sign right away. And he immediately hates being here. I think Josh Connolly to guard really is the move. I mean, he hasn't showed great promise. He hasn't been horrible, but he definitely hasn't been what's expected of a first-round guy. I think moving him inside to guard, for at least the time being, could work. Receiver. If there's a running back, we gotta take our shot. But that is gonna be it for free agency. We also need a kicker. And I do want to see about moving away from Lattimore if he's tradable. I don't know how long he's hurt for. Really do have to figure that out. DK Metcalf wants a quarterback. Anyone from our players? Ooh, can we look at the draft stories? Can I go through? Wow, you cannot actually go through all the draft stories like you used to be able to. That kind of sucks. I should pay attention to that more. I did not obviously put anything in the scouts. As we started late, Mario Torres does seem to be the guy, but there are some edge rushers in Sergio Moreno, Preston Donaldson, even a defensive tackle, although they're much easier to get down the board, and we can even go down the route. What pick do we have? Look at the mock drafts. I believe the third one's on the Titans end up with the number 1 pick. We go up a spot to 6. We're expected to take an edge rusher. I like the idea there, but I don't know if Bobby How's going to be that guy. And that all really depends on how good we are next year. I'm kind of all for the, 3-year process to get there, but we'll see. Does Torres go number 1? Yes, he does. Cam Ward gets his guy. We'll go to our pick. Who is available? Javon Ollie is a top 5 guy, and his awareness is low, which automatically makes him not that, doesn't really make him seem that good. Let's look at Jacob. He looks great as a pass protector. The run block is meh. He's definitely an option, but we do have 2 tackles. How long are our guys under contract for? Laremy Tunsil's in the final year of his deal. Bedes is in the final year of his deal. We have Havenstein on a 1-year deal. We got Laremy Tunsil for fairly cheap. Ooh. I think we just trade down here. That's what I'm thinking. That's usually my go-to in year 1. We get some picks from teams. Who do we think is going to be the worst? I think the Dolphins definitely fit that category. We get the next 2 years worth of their picks, including a 3rd next year as well, and a 5th there. We trade out of this first round. We don't get our first pick until the 3rd round. This changes things now. All right. Any USC safeties? No. Probably already off the board. Any Iowa tight ends? Probably off the board. Yeah, they're guaranteed generational guys. I don't really know. I really don't. Tight end is an option. I don't really want to focus on the secondary. He looks great projection-wise, and he's got great hands, medium route running, breaks tackles, high awareness, can pass block. Brian Gabriel might be the guy here for sure. He's 50. We got him at 70. Normal development is not ideal for this. But top 50 guy in the third round. It's a good pick overall. We don't have many picks left either. After all those moves I just made, doesn't really seem like I'm in the win now thing. Jason, a lot of nose tackles here, but are any of them going to actually be good? Seen a lot of season question marks. If I go down to defensive tackle, this one doesn't look half bad. DeMar Price looks to be one of the best of the bunch. Really the only guy with multiple A's in the category, and he has decent projections the rest of the way. Is a day 3 guy. I think we go get our nose tackle. 94, got him at 134. Is hidden development out of Georgia. Just strong and very quick for his size. We're going to hope that he is definitely our guy leading the defensive line. Here we are now, round 6. We have 2 picks in this round. Definitely have to make them count. I think we get our future at the running back. If we look through Ben Staley, guys, Jalen McIntosh, a trucking from Elijah Higgins. And overall, he looks very solid for an undrafted guy. Fastest guy on the board. He runs a 4.45. Great strength. Good ball carrier vision. Trucking, injury. Catching out of the backfield, not his strong suit. But as just a pure runner, he looks phenomenal. And I mean, you know, the potential undrafted, or projected undrafted out of Mississippi Valley State. I don't even know where that is. We're going to get him here. A power back with incredible speed. He's 91 in the class with hidden development. And he looks to be, and actually, that's our team, not the draft. I thought it was going to say it was a weak running back class. I was like, he looks pretty solid. Here in the 6th round. Maybe looking to add to that secondary. If not receiver. But we could definitely create something with the guys we have at receiver. Let's look through. Automatically, I'm going to look at this awareness. Dark. I see an A down there. Jeremy Dickens. And that, I guess we're going to look for an average guy here. Few B's here. In catching and tackling. Tackling corner. He's a slot corner, so that kind of makes sense. But the play recognition, the awareness is meh at best. All right, man coverage, kind of bad zone coverage. Taj Beasley cannot press a man, but honestly, you're not going to press a guy in the slot that often. Great speed. Another fastest corner in the class right now. Still on the board. And he's got hands. He could probably jump a few balls. Another projected undrafted player. But he's going to be our pick here in the 6th round. Take shots on these guys. He is ranked 136 in the class. 93 speed. He's only 5'10", though. And hidden development. Definitely a move in the right direction. We'll head to the 7th round, where we have our final draft pick to make. I think it's going to be a kicker. The question is who? Or you know what? I'll just cycle a kicker in free agency. Receiver. Marvin Applewhite cannot hold on to a ball, and he's a physical guy with decent speed. He fell down the board for a reason. Adrian Quinta, hands are slightly better, and he has even worse speed. And then Owen Morgan and Nanum has good speed, but only at 6 foot, and he doesn't have a good release package. I don't know, man. A physical 5'11" receiver. That should not exist. I'll take the shot on the 6'4" guy out of Penn State, Adrian Quintana. 240, it was a reach for sure, but 90 speed at 6'4". Maybe he could turn into something. I doubt it. Luke McCaffrey's probably going to be my slot guy. Jalen Lane might have to be our number 2. Kenny Clark joins the Bengals as a part of a trade. Let's look at the draft cap overall. Definitely some misses. We'll see. Because Brian Gabriel, 74 overall, best player we drafted. But, still, I think he had normal development. Yeah. But he's definitely a solid placeholder. And then we get to the good stuff. DeMar Price, 71 overall, hidden development. Going to make an immediate impact, I hope. Elijah Higgins, 71 overall, with that hidden development. As a very fast power back, he just seems good. Not extremely fast, but fast. And then Taj Beasley, a low overall, but that hidden development intrigues me. See what he could become. And that high injury rating, I don't know if that really means anything, but I mean, at least he won't be RG3. Hopefully Jaden Daniels won't either. And then this pick, 7th rounder, who cares? He'll probably definitely make the team. We just need depth there at the position. Let's move on to next week. Well, next season. I bother myself with training camp. But first, we're going to sign some guys. We have very little people on the roster. And that's going to start with our kicker and punter. We're going to just sign our guys to 1-year deals. Before we, we'll eventually find our guy to draft. But we had to make other moves. Practice squad guys. Ooh, Trey Cabrera, 70 overall and drafted free agent. Pick him up. Jermaine Burton is going to be better than who we drafted in the 7th round. Braden Swinson's also here. He's only a year old. Out of LSU, just guys. Fill roster spots. Greg Lane, 70 overall and drafted free agent. Out of Nebraska. Mikey Sanders still gets superstar development off training camp. And I didn't do the chase and tackle because I don't really feel like any of these guys are worth trying to develop. But that is the only exciting thing. I'm not even gonna, I don't even want to see the position battle stuff. We're gonna head to preseason final week. See who is staying on the team. Well, definitely a kicker and a punter are definitely getting cut. That's gonna be Corey Borjaquez. That's how you say that. And Nick Folk. Sorry, bud. Got the youngins in there. As we go 0-3 in preseason, but it's not about how preseason goes. It's about yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens in the regular season. We don't have a great running back, as I've pointed out. I mean, I drafted that guy, and there's hope for him. And he's going to take that role from Bill. Could be the third down back. Luke McCaffrey in the slot, I love. I did do the training camp on him. I hope he gets a lot of targets. And I don't know how Terry McLaurin's going to necessarily produce in sim. Defensively, DeMar Price is definitely going to get snaps. I want him to actually be above Newton. Just the hidden development factor. Taj Beasley also needs his role in at slot corner. For now. Because I'm definitely going to probably have Mikey Sanders still be that third down guy. But, hiring to sign scout. Forgot about that. Gotta make sure I do that. I'm gonna go to scouting here quickly. Okay, we get three tier guys. All right, year one in the books, and it does not look pretty. We are 1-5, but we did just come off our first win against the Indianapolis Colts and had the bye, so maybe we turn it around. I highly doubt it. Therefore, Lermy Tunsil's gone. He's the most valuable he's going to be. The question is, where is he going to go? To a team like Cleveland. I'll work a trade out. Get back to you guys when I do. Alrighty. We have shipped off Lermy Tunsil and we gave up a lot. We get the Browns' first round pick this year, which right now is projected 9. And we're just going to hope Lermy Tunsil does not turn the Browns around. And their first round pick next year, we give up our second the following year. The next 2 years worth of thirds, not including this year. And then our future 2029 fifth, and then this year's 4th rounder. To get 2 first round picks. That's our first move. Let's look for the second. Quan Martin does not want to be here, and he's pretty good. Deron Payne, on the other hand, does. Dorrance Armstrong and Marshawn Lattimore trade away for a 2027 second round pick from the Jets. I think that was just good for salary cap reasons. I'll see. I think Deron Payne's going to stay. I want to get him a chip. So he wants 1 year. We'll give him another year until he retires. Glendale wants to be here. He wants a lot of money. I feel like that's a lot for a 7th round, or for an undrafted free agent. I mean, overall, it is less than 10 mil a year. What did he want? Was it 2 years? I'll do 4 years of that. He ends up being something. I don't want to sign to a 7-year deal. And Havenstein wants to stay another year, even if we suck. You do have to accept Jane Daniels' first I think Beadash and Martin are gone. This is going to be like the true tank year. Tyler Beadash, Quan Martin for Dallas Turner and a 2nd round pick. And that's really all the moves I think I'm going to make at this point. And I think I'm just going to try and get Havenstein for another year. As long as he doesn't retire. Scouting national focus, yada, yada, yada. And we finished the season a miraculous 8-9 after trading away every star. Yeah, we definitely weren't fighting for a playoff spot there. Detroit nuked us out of that with a 41-7 win. We really did turn it around. Who would have thought? The 0-5 start followed by the win, coming out that bye week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a 7-game win streak, followed by 3-game losing streak, a win over Tennessee. So for a minute there, they were what? 7 games, right? 7 games. We were 7-5 at one point. And wow. Just, it's a step in the right direction. That's the way you got to look at it. We're still going to have a fairly good pick. Tajby has 10 skill points. Let's take a look at the stats overall. If I could fucking... Who got fired? All right. Here are the stats. Jaden Daniels, oh my God, Jesus Christ. Jaden Daniels definitely took a step back. 23-16. Didn't necessarily have the weapons. Got sacked 54 times. We did trade away a lot of pieces on that offensive line. But he held it together for a while. Running the ball. Elijah Higgins, touchdown-wise, not good. Jaden Daniels ran for a lot. That explains. So, but Higgins, didn't play. I just fucking bashed my controller off my desk. 700 yards, 3 touchdowns. 3 yards of carry is not ideal, but if he ended up developing from that. Luke McCaffrey with a breakout year. 1,100 yards, almost 1,200 yards, and 11 touchdowns. McLaurin really did take a step back, only 700 yards, but it's a playbook thing. I'm not worried about it. Brian Gabriel produced at tight end, 700 yards and 6 touchdowns. And actually, Higgins was fairly effective in the pass game, but overall, not a bad year. Jalen Lane even did a phenomenal job. Defensively, who was our sack leader? Frankie Louvu, 12. Even Deron Payne had 7. Trey Cabrera had 5.5. DeMar Price only had 2.5. But, that inside defensive tackle position, obviously didn't really expect that. All of our ranks, we were very bad offensively, 30th, and we could not run the ball. And defensively, we were the worst in points, and we were the worst run defense. Could not run the ball, could not stop the run. And we still almost made it to the playoffs. It is a Falcons-Broncos Super Bowl. I believe that has happened before, like in the John Elway era. I think that's how John Elway... Ooh. Now I gotta look this up. Okay, yes, it did happen. It was 99. It was John yeah, if I read that right. I'm just gonna go in league history to find out for sure. It was in... I'm a freak. Okay, 98-99 season. Okay, that's... Yeah. I was going to say 99, I thought was the Mike Jones. But it was John Elway's second Super Bowl after his first beating the Packers. But Broncos 9-8, they were not a high seed. Playoff bracket, yeah, they were the 7 seed. And the Falcons were the 3 seed. Both 1 seeds knocked off in the first game they played. Obviously, Broncos get revenge for last year. And the Chargers did end up winning the Super Bowl. So, an all AFC West, AFC Championship. And the Chiefs are the only AFC West team not in the playoffs. Think about that. What have we come to? And then Detroit got bounced in the first round. Philly did win, but got bounced in the second round by the eventual NFC champions. And they didn't even make it. The Eagles didn't make it as far as their division predecessor. Or that is definitely not the word for that. Maybe. I don't know. But whatever. We got Falcons, Giants, yearly awards. Definitely not in Coach of the Year talks for sure. And NFC. Puka, no Commanders. Frankie Louvu was 5th in DPOY. Brian Gabriel was 3rd in Offensive Rookie of the Year. Higgins was 5th. Cabrera, undrafted free agent, was 9th in defensive rookie of the year. And Luke McCaffrey made top 10 for best receiver, so not bad. Sam Cosmi also there for offensive line, whatever. Jonathan Grenard led the league in sacks, only 18. All right. Who wins Super Bowl 61? If I am correct. It is a Falcons revenge game. They win 34-28. Or I'm sorry, 34-27. 34-28. Why? That sounds so familiar for a Falcons Super Bowl ending. Let me just go back 10 years ago. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's have them enjoy their moment. Jalen Watts in the corner probably got a pick six. And then you see the final winners of Offensive Player of the Year. Jalen Hurts won MVP. Good for him. Let's see what coaches are available for offensive coordinators. Nobody. No coaches got fired, really. Okay. We have a lot of money to spend, but first we have to focus on retaining our players. I just saw DeAndre Hopkins retired. And Daniel's 5th-year option, for sure. Dallas Turner, 5th-year option. He actually wants to be here. What are his motivations, though? Financials. We need to win games next year. He likes that we have franchise QB, so that'll be big if we want to bring him back. Frankie Louvu goes up to superstar. You want that amount of money? I'll give you 3 years. What? The Bull Hockey. Not interested in signing. You clearly want to be here. I'll let him hit the open market and take him back. Yeah, we'll move on to first week of free agency. We got some money to blow. Let's take a look at the team. We obviously got to get our edge rusher back. Because Jesus Christ. Terry McLaurin goes down in overall. I figured that would happen. Havenstein retired. So, yeah, that's fair. I traded Biadasz. Yeah, the offensive line was bad. Especially, and he won games after we made those moves, so that's insane. And Taj Beasley was playing strong safety. That's not true. We definitely let our guy walk. Linebacker, safeties, cheap guys in free agency. Offensive line, I'll probably just get guards and throw my guards out of tackle because money-wise, that makes the most sense. The only issue, nobody really wants to be here. But we will get our center for next year. For at least a year. He's going to be our win now guy. I really want to turn it around next year. Brian O'Neill, no offers. He wants a lot of money. But if no one's offered him, he really does not like that. He likes that we have the franchise QB. He just does not want to play in Maryland. He's from Pittsburgh. And he plays in Minnesota. What? I don't know. I'm lost for that one. Actually, before I go off for a guy like Brian Neal, let's look. What did I say? Definitely on defense, but we'll look at the offensive line first. Left tackle does not look pretty. Left guard. We already got our center for sure next year. Wyatt Teller is intriguing. And O'Neal at right tackle, but also Titus Howard is just... Actually, Antoine Harrison is going to be fairly cheap for the foreseeable future. We're gonna give him a long extension and hope that we're gonna bet on the fact that he succeeds what we pay him. Luke Van Ness here in free agency, along Miles Murphy, but the dev trait Luke Van Ness intriguing. Where's our guy? Does he play left or right edge? Or is he a will linebacker? There we go. Frankie Louvu. You're coming back, bud. We're also going to bring in Christian Harris. A 2-year deal. At Mike linebacker. Who do we have at Mike? Zaire Franklin for a year is definitely the move. We kind of have our corner trio figured out. But I thought that was Greedy Williams. Garrett Williams. Damn. I don't even know who that is. That's how far my ball knowledge has fallen. We are gonna go through the first eval period. We bring in 4 guys. We bring in 4 guys, and we have 1 active negotiation. Who is the center? And the 49ers might get him, but we bring in the other 4 guys. Do we have a long snapper? That one's awful. No. Antonio Johnson is sitting here in free agency. I will give him a 6-year deal to be our future strong safety, and I will give Jalen Hawkins a 1-year deal. Ooh. Give him 2. And that'll probably round out free agency. 49ers top us on center. I'll pay more, but I'm only trying to keep him for a year. And in the end, we do get him. Harrison, Hawkins, Louvu, Johnson, Zaire, and Harris all signed with us. That is good. That's a good free agency class, and that was only worth $30 million worth of players, I think. Not even. We'll head to the draft. Alright, look at the team here going into the draft. Jaden Daniels, our receiver. You're still gonna be starting running back. Harrison fills up that right tackle role. Connerly could slide out to left tackle, but I did have an heavy emphasis on scouting tackles this year. Hopefully, we get our guy. Depending on what picks we have, I do not know. Take a look at the mock draft. Taj Beasley, corner. We got our safeties for next year. The linebackers look all right. We kind of need another edge rusher. Take a look at the mock draft. Where do we fall with the picks? At one point, we did have the number 1 pick projected. And then we still 5th. I think that's from the Dolphins. And 9 and 16. But when the season fully ended, we're expected to take a left tackle, Javier Amaro, who is a round 2 to 3 talent. I do not want to do that. A nose tackle, 10th and 14. I think our pick is 14. I'll go to the roster just to make sure. No, Cleveland is our 5th pick. Then Miami. And then our pick is the highest of the bunch. Maybe I should have traded our pick when it had the highest value. But that was not a bet I was going to be willing to make. We're going to hop in. Titans finish first overall 3 straight seasons. Obviously not in real life. But in Madden, they've had the number 1 pick 3 years in a row. They're going to get themselves an offensive tackle to protect. This is number 1 guy on my board. But he was also the best player in the class, so not going to be our guy. Yeah, that doesn't help me. We could get a running back here. Who I don't know why I have favored. This guy looks exceptional, but not top 5 pick guy. there's a few tackles that drop that are very good. I'll have my options at 10. I think we trade down again. And I bet on the Bengals probably being a team that falls off. I still get to stay in the draft. I just move down and pick up an extra pick 2 years from now. Only one left tackle goes, and I think this is where I make my first pick. Not going to be him. I'll just sort by favorites. Right tackle and left tackle. Well, let's just go by rank. The rank just is how they were added. Fuck. Who looks the best? Can I sort by position? Yeah. They already have sorted by rank. Okay. This guy's for sure round 1 talent. We look across the board. This guy definitely looks good. He does have 1C, but he looks good in the run blocking game. He's from Vandy. He definitely is probably the best of the bunch here when it comes to these tackles. And that is going to be my move here. First round pick, we make a little bit of a reach. Rank 16, we got him at 10. But he was definitely the pick we needed to make no more tackles go off the board. So now honestly, that does feel stupid. Not going to draft no tech. I will go out on a limb and take this Florida running back. That'd be a two-headed monster. Another power back with solid speed. He's more of the true running back. His name is Taj. We also have Taj Beasley. He has high awareness, which is good off the rip. Ball carrier vision. 8 break, tackle, and carrying. Can't catch the ball for nothing as well. But he could pass block decently for a running back. And he ranks one of the best players on the big board for everybody. He's going to be our pick at 10. 19 in the class. Oh, I'm sorry, 14. He is slower, but he's a true power back. And maybe we get more out of him than we do out of Higgins. At pick 22. I really want to try and go linebacker here. But no, or receiver too. Good speed for a 6'4" safety. Receiver. Very average. I'm going to take the Dolphins 2029. Yeah. Dolphins 2029 first and second to let them trade back into this first round. And they go ahead and take a left tackle. Something they probably definitely needed. Now we come back. Second round, pick 8. There is a top 5 projected quarterback that is falling down the board right now. He is a great athlete. His intangibles. I don't even know if I don't know. I'm not an English major. That's for sure. I don't know half the words that I'm saying, but I like to use them. He looks exceptional. Okay. No, he is off the board. Finally. Now Barry is still sitting here along with J.R. White out of South Carolina. KJ Barry's still sitting here. Means I'm going to take him. Ranked 29th. We got him at 40. 92 speed, 6'4". Absolute dog. A lot of receivers do go off the board here early in the second round. We got back-to-back picks right now. I don't want to draft another tight end. J.R. White looks very good, though. I think what I'm going to do now, I'm going to trade this pick. Hopefully, can I sneak? Oh, can someone slip me a first-round pick? I could definitely get a first-rounder for this pick. Question is, who am I going to bet on to fail? Usually that team would be my own. Who has barely... Bills always do good. I'd bet on the Browns to lose, but I already have their picks. I could go draft pick for draft pick with these guys, right? I can. I could trade draft picks with teams. Jane Daniels, I thought it said he was superstar. I'm going to give him a second and a fourth next year for their first rounder next year, and hopefully they don't do good. They take a left guard, which leaves the tight end on the table. And J.R. White, we're going out of South Carolina. 51, we got him at 47. The high school receiver, he's got good hands, make contested catches, and he's fairly quick. Another star, this one's star development. I will take over that Brian Gabriel role. And here we are in the third round. I think I'm going to trade out of these picks. But I'm going to go to the trade block. See who's available. Matt Kramer. Why? Well, because whatever week you start the draft class is the same. I've seen him be an MVP for the Rams. And I have seen him fail for the Rams. So, it is interesting. This time he went to Atlanta. Jeff Paxton started. Cal Wiener, a divisional trade with the Giants. For Cal Wiener is going to be our move. I'm going to trade this third round pick. Okay, and a little bit more. A third and a fifth later to give up Cal Wiener, which he went last year's draft just before one of my picks. So we get a solid receiver addition. And then we stay in the third round here. And we did just pay a strong safety, but the free safety option is still open. This dude hits hard. Decent awareness, doesn't look horrible. Lynn Gaddis is going to be our man out of Oregon. He's going to be our Cam Chancellor. Hidden development. Good start. He's not the fastest, but maybe worst case scenario, we put him at weak side linebacker. Who knows? We move all the way to the fifth round. This is where I'm going to pull some tricks. Go to favorites. I'm going to get Tyrone McMichael. Projected undrafted guy, but he's 6'6", around 2 to 3 talent. He's got solid speed. He doesn't look particularly great, but he is a 66th best player. 90 speed. He's older. He's got great agility and change of direction. Wow. At 6'6". This is going to be a fun player. That'd be a fun player to have. Just like in a play-by-play franchise. Tyrone McMichael is a dog. We're going to take another nose tackle here. We're going to take Dominic Clemmings out of Michigan. Looks solid overall. Good athlete. He's 21 years old. 17th in the class. We got him in the 5th round? 6th round. He's going to be our Tom Brady of defensive tackles. 95 strength, hidden development. And we just keep coming away with great picks. Now we're going to pick our kickers and long snappers and all that. We're going to take our long snapper first. It's going to be JJ Westbrook. Probably one of the most athletic of the group. Clyde Fenton. He's projected to be the best. 139. It's not going to matter. We needed a long snapper. Even though in real life they just drafted one. Ooh. I got to figure this out now. We got 2 more picks. We're going kicker and punter. Any elite kick power. Poor. Rough start. Poor. Really bad. Poor. Poor kick power amongst all these guys. You got to be kidding. Decent. Damn. Good from the punter. Good. Solid. Decent. Marginal. Elite kick power. Cam Collins is going to be our punter. 83rd. 97 kick power. He might make a move to kicker if I'm being completely honest. Because those kickers looked horrible. So a guy with great kick power. Which one had... One of them had great. Maybe it was only good. Maybe I will look at kicker. There was a guy that had good kick power, I think, right? There's no way all these guys had poor, right? I had to, like, double do that. Or, nah. I had to do that. No, they all suck. All right, Diego Garcia did out of Clemson. One of these guys is going to go kicker. Probably going to be the one with the longer leg. Or the stronger leg. Longer leg. That's going to wrap up our draft. Going to be an interesting recap to check out. And wow, did we actually do a good job. First round, Diego Carmillo, left tackle, 77 overall. Wilburn was a 76. KJ Berry, 75. White, 73. Gaddis in the 3rd round was a 72. Even Tyrone McMichael was a 72 overall. So, 5th round steal. Dominic Clemens, a 76 in the 6th round. The long snapper one was obviously a reach. The punter, Cam Collins, was solid, but Diego Garcia, kind of a eh. But Cam Collins will be moving to kicker. We're going to reverse Pat McAfee him. He's still 71, so I'll take it. So we move on to year 2. Alrighty, here we are, starting off year 2 in the rebuilding era, coming off another 0-3 preseason. Went through training camp. We obviously got guys here like Taj Beasley, 10 skill points, and a lot of guys across the board. We'll do that upgrade quick, and then we'll take a look at the team, see how it looks going into year 2. And hopefully we get this championship by year 5, but if not, Gabriel did get star development, but I'm like 50-50. I don't know. So we obviously have had some downs. I think Wilburn will slot perfectly in that second back power back role. Obviously Higgins is the first guy getting the ball. McCaffrey took a step up. He's star development. Barry, who we drafted. He has star development after doing training camp. Good to look at. Diego Carmillo. Or Camarillo. Interesting. Beasley is going to be our slot corner. Remember. They're still going to give it to Sanders still. Yeah. Well, we'll see how that all plays out. Gaddis ends up being star development, which is good. I also signed Hickman to a 1-year deal, so he'll actually take over for Hawkins. We didn't get another edge rusher. Oh, wait. No, DeMar Price, 288. Who's the other guy we drafted? We just drafted. Clemmings. How big is Clemmings? He's 300. He's a pure defensive tackle. 280. Do I just slide DeMar Price off the edge? He's a nose tackle archetype, but he could be a speed rusher. He's got great tackling, decent block shedding. I say we try it. We see what overall he looks at being at left edge. An off-ball guy. He looks a little big. He would be for an off-ball. Ends up being a 79 overall. So we'll see how this turns out. I really do just want to see. We'll see how Gaddis might make a move to free safety next season. Oh wait, that's our tight end. Fenton. Cal Wiener is going to be a punt return specialist alongside Jalen Lane, a kick returner. McMichael's also good for that archetype. I think that was kind of worth the picks. Didn't expect to get what I got out of these receivers going into next year either. But I will see you guys come mid-season. All right, here we are. Starting off, you're strong 4-2, taking on the 4-3 Eagles in a hunt for the division, as Dallas is the only team that's really fallen or not been contending. I'm gonna start off scouting national focus. I'm gonna really try and get a true edge rush guy in there. Although we'll see what happens. Negotiations are important. Mikey Sanderson's due. Luke McCaffrey's due, but he wants to be here. And how has he been producing? 7 touchdowns, 400 yards so far. Tell you what, I might try and pay him now for sure. Newton, Deron Payne wants to be here. Hickman does not. Yeah, okay. Sandersville, I'd really like 13 mil a year for 3 years. If he takes us, I'll do it. McCaffrey, he's gonna be cheap. I would do this for 5 years. If he really wants to be here, I'll do it for 6. He could be 32. If he's just that solid slot guy. Newton, it's very easy to replace nose tackles. 2 years. I'll do this. If he wants to be here, why not? Deron Payne wants another year. That's a big chunk of the cap hit. And that will be all the moves I think I make for now. All right. We'll upgrade the team, take another look. Jared White got some upgrade points. Or skill points. A normal human would call them, I guess. Wow. I think Bill could be a piece we move. I really would like him to be a part of this championship team, though. And actually, he is going to be because he is our receiving back. Believe it or not. Oh, okay. We just have Thing and... Oh, okay. These guys just play off the edge, so I don't even think Price really does play off the edge that much. It's good. All right, let's go to the playoffs. See where we finish in the division race. And see if we are going to get our first playoff appearance since the 2024 NFC Championship. And yet again, another 8-9 finish. I guess we really fell apart there in the final games. Take a look at the schedule. Start out hot, 2-0. Ended up finishing. That's, well, a huge win versus Dallas. This is where we came in. We ended up losing to Philly and 2 more games that followed. And then it was just kind of win-loss, and then the double loss there to the Eagles and Giants. really, well, yeah, that gave us our 9th loss. It didn't matter what happened. We actually ended up finishing last in the division after beating Dallas twice in the first. All right, it is a Packers-Chiefs Super Bowl, and that means that me trading with the Chiefs was a huge mistake. And the Jets are good, and the Browns were in the playoffs. Those picks aren't going to be worth much. Wow, and I think I traded my 28 pick. I really thought we were going to be decent. Who would have thought the Jets would be in the AFC Championship? Okay. Well, let's see who wins. And then we'll look at the awards that follow. Also look at the stat. Got to do that. Aaron Rodgers finally hangs it up. George Kittle and Tyreek Hill and Chris Jones alongside him as he watches as Aaron Rodgers watches his former team win without him. An absolute thriller. And Keyshawn Nixon ends up winning Super Bowl MVP. I want to say as a kick returner. I have a feeling he's their kick returner. He would not be the first kick returner for the Packers to win Super Bowl MVP. Nope, he was actually their corner. Am I thinking of the right Nixon then? 2 fumble recoveries, no touchdowns. Wow, interesting. That's a very interesting. I mean, that could be like a real life thing. I can like see that happening, but like for Madden, if it's a defender, I expect a defensive touchdown. That's what it comes down to. Any interesting hires for an offensive coordinator? No, they're all gone or never existed. Season recap: Burrow MVP, Aaron Glenn Coach of the Year. Congrats to him. Browns and Jets get Rookies of the Year. And then obviously Jason Parsons. All right, so we're technically 3 years in, but really 2 full seasons in, and we have yet to touch the playoffs. Oh, we had a great start when we finished 4-7 after starting 4-2. And now we'll accept this option. And we're gonna have to pay Jane Daniels soon. So the window is closing. And it's already kind of partially closed. Bring back our center for another year. Yeah. All right. We'll move on to free agency. We got $50 million to work with. We could maybe make one splash signing, but I don't really see it. We could get our running back for a year. This would take our offense to the next level. He wants to come here for some reason. And he's cheap. He's honestly pretty cheap. I'd give him more money, but same years. And then an edge rusher. Do we steal Nolan Smith away from the Birds? This one I'm okay if I don't get him. We get McCaffrey and Smith. Zach Bond's still available. $20 million to work with. If I did this, it would only be a 1-year thing. Let's go to the Raiders. Yeah, I kind of expected that. That's our free agency impact here in year 3. Or preparing for year 3. Let's go to the draft. We got this draft. I don't even know what pick. We're going to have all late round picks. Our picks are going to be the earliest one. I don't even think we own it. And I'm 500 middle of the road pick anyway, so nothing to be too upset about. But maybe the Dolphins pick. Okay, Dolphins are at 7. We do own our own pick. It's 13. But yeah, the Kansas City pick and the Cleveland pick. Oh, I don't even have the Jets pick. I had a Jets second rounder from. Okay, yeah, that doesn't matter. The fuck was I thinking? All right, well, we're going to be at 7. I didn't even look at my board. We're just going to go into this. There is Oscar Guerrero, top 5 edge rusher. If he doesn't go number 1, I'm going to take him. We're trading with the Bears. Ideally, I trade my pick next year. I got to go to manage roster, figure out which pick's mine. That's the wrong button. Nolan Smith is and Christian McCaffrey, 2 best players on our team already starting out. My first rounder next year is projected very high, which means I'm going to get a lot of value out of that. This probably isn't going to go straight up. But if I trade this and pick 31, also not. I'll throw Cleveland's pick in there too. 3 first rounders. We stay at 7. All right, there we go. We do get number 2. Moving up. Oh my god. I'm retarded. I was freaking out because I thought they were all top 5 guys here. But they're all top 5 projected. We're getting the true number 1 cream of the crop guy. Oscar Guerrero is going to be a commander. Number 3 in the class we technically reached, but now we move to 7. Hopefully one of these corners is available. They're all going to be there. Corners being available. They're top 5 guys. We got a 5'11" who runs a 4'4", sub 4'4", great zone coverage defender, solid man coverage, 21 years old. The other one, 22 years old, 6'3" out of Clemson with great speed. Cole Bastnight's our pick here. 6'3" corner. He's 4 in the class. We got him in 7. And then will the other corner be there? He will not. But honestly, Mikey Sanders still we just paid money to. Did he just make himself a trade candidate? Who knows? Take another look at the team. I'm thinking linebacker, and we could really... Ooh, Gabriel goes up again. I didn't even look at the stats from the season. We're going to pause to do that quick. Jaden Daniels had a great year. 4,300 yards and 37 touchdowns, sub 10 picks. Christian McCaffrey was not on our team, but he had a very good season. Higgins had an alright year. McCaffrey did not. Oh, that's rushing. I'm so stupid. Luke McCaffrey had an astounding season. 1,300 yards, 17 touchdowns. McLaurin had 890. Even Barry got his own 870. Gabriel had another solid tight end season. Defensively, Deron Payne 11.5 sacks. Dallas Turner 10.5. Nolan Smith had 10 for the Eagles. Tosh Beasley had 2 picks, but okay. Now that we got that out of the way, we already drafted an edge guy. I don't want to take another running back, or I don't even really need an offensive lineman. I think 13's a good pick to move away from. And I will take Miami's 2030. We get another 3rd rounder this year in the process. They were our 7th overall pick, where we might have gotten the next Deion Sanders. And that pick will be our next pick. But like position by position here. I like to look for a linebacker. But no high projected guy. This guy's alright. Keenan Finch. The Mike linebacker's also like, eh. I'm gonna go with Josh Talley just because he's projected higher. We're just gonna hope. It was a reach and a half, for sure. God, probably could have got him in the 5th round, to be honest, if he fell. 5th round, I'm thinking another nose tackle here. Really am. But edge is a very heavily scouted position. And they're just day 3 guys. Nothing too exciting. Juan Castillo's still here. Great zone coverage. Decent man defender. Just a great athlete. We're going to take him. He was a reach and a half. Wow, we were having a very bad day 3. But the first round is definitely going to make up for it. Just go here. We'll get our nose tackle. Another guy who just plug in. One seemingly very great. The B awareness is the best we're going to find here in the 6th round. This guy really can't tackle, but Taylor Pagan is also bad. This draft just stinks. I don't even want to take another guy. Probably going to trade out of my 7th round pick. Ideally, I get a next year 6th rounder. From the Indianapolis Colts. That's going to be it. Thankfully. Really rough after that, outside of that first round. But it was just positions we needed. But Oscar Rowe, great pick. Cole Bass-Knight, another great pick. Just a freak athlete. And then Talley, Castillo, and Pate, just really rough around the edges, but maybe they end up being something. But I doubt it with the lack of development there. But this is our playoff push this year. That is for sure. We need some playoff success, or at least an appearance. All right, here we are come week 1. Got to upgrade some players, and we're going to take a look at the roster. Taj Wilburn, who I don't remember if I mentioned it or not, did end up with superstar development. So a stacked running back room Bill's kind of getting the boot here, sadly. Actually, kind of Higgins is too. Luke McCaffrey's up to superstar development. That's nice. We look at the defense. We have Guerrero and Smith coming off the edge, with Turner being our true edge rusher. Do I want to change that? I think I do. Or maybe not yet. But Dallas Turner will definitely be walking. Cole Bass-Knight, is he going to get snaps? An 81 overall. I'm going to make him my number 1 corner. I was going to say, I thought I'd let Trey Amos walk, but I'm just stupid. Johnson's a trade candidate. Hawkins, I brought him on for 2 years. I didn't even know. Linebacker is a very big question mark, but nothing we haven't. Ooh, and DeMar Price can move back down to defensive tackle. He no longer has to play. That's right tackle. No longer has to play that edge role. Nolan Smith took that. The offense looks stacked. The offensive line looks very good and at least average. But solid all around the board. The running back room is as good as it's going to get for a season. Receiver outside of Luke McCaffrey does not matter. The numbers he puts up from that slot role is just, you can't compete with that. But I'll see you guys when we get to the midseason mark, see how we perform. Ooh, Jaden Daniels, game of the week versus the Lions, 2-0 start. Spoilers here. I sent him manually to week 3 to set the regional scouting, but it was very interesting to see that. Getting some high praise here early on. I guess I'm going to scout defensive tackle. I kind of just threw him there. I thought Mike linebacker is one of the things. Doesn't really matter. It does, but who cares? yeah, mid-season mark. Here we go. We have fallen apart. We are 3-4 at the mid-season mark. Ooh, that is not good. I really hope we turn that around very quickly. Wow. Negotiations. This is where all our money's going. And if I'm being honest, that's fairly cheap for what I expected. 7 years, you lock him up long term, or we won't be there to see the end of 7 years. Dallas Turner would consider coming back. 11 mil a year. But we have our guy in Oscar Guerrero. So I'm not going to trade him. I do want to keep him on for this season. Trey Amos, as much as I do like him, I don't see us bringing him back. Just with the depth we have. I would like to. I really would, but Cosme, McLaurin, Lane, Deron Payne, because we've been 1 year in him. Bill is definitely not coming back. But no real trade candidates other than Jalen Hawkins, if I'm being completely honest. I think I'd get a second round pick out of him. Okay. All right, so the Jalen Hawkins trade is not happening. But yeah, I don't see myself moving anyone. Things look bleak right now, but Jaden Daniels leading the league in passing, and Luke McCaffrey second in receiving. What is going on with the team? Start out 3-0 and have lost 4 straight to the Giants, Bears, Eagles, and Packers. All close games except for that Bears loss. I'm going to give this team the benefit of the doubt, and we're going to just ride out. I mean, he's coming off a 300, almost a 400-yard game and 4 touchdowns. Just came up short. Cal Wiener has trade offers. Quincy Williams is intriguing just for the fact that he's superstar and it'd be funny, but definitely no more development going on there. Yeah, that's a no-show. All right, let's just take a look at this team again. It is only an 85 overall, but the offense is up there. The defense is lacking. But overall, I really like this team. And with Guerrero taking superstar development, wow. Yeah, I don't know what the issue is. We're just going to go... If it's 8-9 season again, I might cry. But we'll just see what happens come week 18. And we finally get our first playoff appearance here as a wild card team, coming off a loss versus Minnesota. Jaden Daniels was 3rd in passing, McCaffrey 3rd in receiving. We didn't beat out the Giants. Makes sense. Let's look at the schedule. How bad did it end up? Or how did we turn it around? We did lose 4 straight, but we bounced back with 5 straight wins going into the bye. Lose our first game out. And then a back and forth swing as we head in the playoffs. And I doubt Minnesota... Oh, Minnesota did make the playoffs too. They were really fighting for that... Oh, well, yeah, they were fighting for the 5th seed. We're going to Carolina. Let's just hope something happens, you know? So that's the way I'm going to look at it. I'm going to look at this team that finally got us over that hump. Over that 8-9 win season. McCaffrey's now actually our number 1 receiver. Holy schmolies. Cole Bass Knight is an X-Factor corner. And wow. Okay. And Guerrero himself, as we've seen, did end up being superstar with a very impressive season himself. Jalen Lane is taking over the role of the punt returner stuff. All right, let's sim wildcard weekend. See, can we get our first playoff win since the 2024 divisional round? We do not. We get a first round exit. That's all right. Bryce Young, I assume. Yeah, I mean, we were down 3.5 and really tried to swing it back in that fourth quarter. Did not happen. Bryce Young just played phenomenal. Jaden Daniels did not look good. That's all right. It's a step in the right direction. We did just pay him money though, and that is going to be a factor going into this fourth season. But we just got to hope that the people we draft, pan out. Broncos, Broncos Panthers Super Bowl. Can Bryce Young get it done? Can he do what Cam Newton couldn't? Get the Panthers their first Super Bowl. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. They do. He must have jumped on a fumble or two to get a win like that. Joe Burrow MVP. But let's look at the stats for the year. Jaden Daniels played phenomenal throughout the entire year. He's played decent, but that's a really good year. CMC retired. So we can figure out his rushing totals by going here. He had 1,000 yards and 2 touchdowns. Okay, the touchdowns is not what I like. Pretty much almost a career low outside of that 2024 year. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that is a contract off the books, but he wasn't even that expensive. Receiving, McCaffrey just had another great year. Terry McLaurin is gone. Oh, we're going to be checking the fucking legacy leaderboard for a lot of these guys. Okay, Deebo Samuel is higher on the board. Where is... Oh, I missed him. He's not. Can't believe he retired. He had 900 yards and 7 touchdowns. Yeah, I mean, he just never really had the season. Never really had that production again. The touchdowns were up there compared to year one, but yeah, it's just kind of, it's just the way Mad Sim works. And I didn't play him in the slot, so guess that kind of credit that towards me. Defensively, that's what I want to look at. Those are 2 huge losses. That would have been great to get it done. Sacks, Nolan Smith, 13.5. He's worth every penny we paid him. Even Turner had 6.5, and that concludes why I will not be re-signing him, as Guerrero also had 5.5 off probably way less attempts. Yeah, let's look at our retirements again, because definitely some notable ones happened here. CMC, Hawkins, our center, and McLaurin all retired, and Dak Prescott. That is the entire NFC East revamped, or going to become revamped. Are there any interesting coaches that I could hire? Sammy Rios has actually become a phenomenal defensive coordinator. But Kyle Shanahan, he's been our OC before. That team went 13-3, 4-12, something like that. Many, many moons ago. But he's going to take us to the next level. We are not going to have a lot of money going into this offseason. Don't let that fool you. It says 126 mil. It is 126 mil. Okay, we have a lot of money. Those retirements. Deron Payne, did I skip over him? Yes, I did. Deron Payne, they're coming back for another year, bud. We're getting you a ring. loyal. Trey Amos, 11 mil a year. He's the worst corner on. It's weird to say he's the worst corner on my team, but I will not be bringing back Trey Turner, Dallas Turner, mixing them together. Dallas Turner will not be coming back. Sam Cosmi wants $22 million a year. Does not really want to be here, but I would overpay for him. He's the best. I'm gonna tag him for 23 mil, roughly what I would have paid him anyway. Frankie Louvu regressed, therefore I'm not bringing him back. Bill wants to be here, very cheap, but he's just not going to be that guy. I really hope he is in real life. Yeah, let's go on to free agency, see what we could fill. Overall, the team has gone up substantially, especially the offense. So, yeah, 22 mil a year. Brian Burns, seal him away. Mailata. Gadsden would be a fun one. Matthew Golden would be a fun one. He'd be our Terry McLaurin replacement. He only wants 14. Our center retired, Aaron Brewer will be our center. Hopefully. Jordan Love hits the market. $60 million a year. He is an X factor. He won a Super Bowl, but yeah, okay. That actually, the more I put that together in Madden, it made sense. Trey Amos is getting offers. I will throw this offer in there, knowing he's probably not going to take it. But those are the only offers we're going to throw out there. As we find out who do we sign. All three. Trey Amos comes back. Actually, Trey Amos is going to move to safety. And I just realized I'm definitely going to be overpaying him, as Dallas Turner is a Miami Dolphin. Trey Amos will move to free safety. We need another corner. Bad. So maybe it was good I brought him back. But wow. He's very fast for a safety, usually. Safeties are the slow corners. Those are all the moves we're making as we head into the draft. I don't even know what picks we're going to have. I'm definitely going to bet my next year's pick away. Which I might have done with this year's pick, luckily enough. Or, yeah, because I traded my pick this year to go up. Good move. Two of our best players are gone. And that means, oh, no, not gone. Nolan Smith just did not get upgraded as much. But Brian Gabriel is the best player on our team. What a dog. Don't think I will be paying him, though. Tight ends, he hasn't even had that impressive of stats. Luke McCaffrey, on the other hand. We don't have great picks. Just Cincy and Miami. But we do have next year's. Okay. So we'll probably bet on next year's picks to get moved. Should we head into the 2028 draft, or is this 29 draft? 29. Yeah, okay. So 49ers have the one pick. I'm not even going to look at the talent. If I don't know what's there, I don't care. Yeah, that works. Any top 5 guys? No. They're definitely all gone. Did just get Matt Golden. Benjamin Peters has elite speed out of Florida State. The catching's mad, the release package is whatever. I still think it's the right pick for this moment. 14 in the draft, we got him at 19. 98 speed, can't beat it. Normal development does suck. Following pick, we're trading it away. What team sucked? Pittsburgh and Indy. Indy will give me 2031. That's the move we're going to make. The Titans have another top 5 pick, though. That's a team I should bet on to suck. Our pick was only 22. Is he even there? Oh, he's gone. Yeah, long gone. Let me look at corner. Nothing great. That's bad. That's rough. These safeties look good, but we already have a good safety, too. Now, I said about not paying our tight end. Ben Jones is a great athlete and looks phenomenal at what we know about him. 53, perfect value. Can't beat that. We definitely got to look at linebacker. Penn State backer. Great athlete. Not so great of a linebacker. On the other side, looks much better overall. Kenneth Rollins. And then finally, Andy Childress looks worse. So I think Rollins is going to be the move here. And it was a reach, fairly. He's very fast, though. Normal development. As we move on to our next pick, and I'm going to take that corner if he's still there. 3-4 guy. If he's still on the board, that's the big thing. He's not. Day 3 guys are here, though. 6'3" corner out of Clemson. Solid speed. Yeah, we're just going to take him. That's all I got for you. 134. It was a reach, hidden development. Can't beat it. Really just trying to pace this draft. I'll tell you what, when it goes to linebacker, we're going to trade our remaining pick. Remaining. Making up words as I go here. We're going to go get our guy at linebacker. Tell you what, it's going to be Quan Patterson. Or, you know what, actually, that's going to be a hard guy to get. Malcolm Kennedy is going to be our guy. Except we're not going to be able to get him because of the cap. So who else do we throw in that deal? Get who we want. Trey Hayes would be intriguing. I throw my future first round pick in there for 20. Ooh, I gotta go all the way out to roster to find out what pick I'm going to trade away. So ideally, I'm trading next year's first. Okay, second pick and second pick. All right, so I am projected to have the better picks. La 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 la. Gotta just talk to myself to get me through this. It all started with this linebacker. And we trade all of our picks here, including next year's first, to also get Trey Hayes and Javier Amaro. That is the trade we will have here. We get 3 young stars, including another offensive lineman, to get the rest of our picks in next year's first rounder to get 3 decent or at least upcoming guys. Peters, 77 overall. Jones, 73. Rollins and Cousins were both sub 70 overall players, but the at least the depth trait was there for that final pick. And I mean, we got some guys anyway with our remaining picks, so take it as a win. We just have to definitely outperform the Bengals moving forward. All right, I'm going to go through training camp, all this, yada yada BS, and then I'll meet you guys at the start of the year. All right, so we are going to bring back Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt in free agency, as he didn't go anywhere else. And we need some running back depth. Jade on Blue would be a fun one, but I'm going to bring the Michigan man, Blake Corum. Donovan Edwards, it's long gone by now. The team. Although that'd be a fun duo to bring back together. But yeah, just guys to fill out the roster and position of need depth wise, as we are going to look at the team. We got Jaden Daniels. Matthew Golden steps up right away as our number one guy. Big free agency target. Or big move we made. Same with Aaron Brewer. Very good, fills out that role. And we're going to start Javier Amaro, who we traded for over Harrison. Gabriel's up to X Factor. McCaffrey's up to X Factor. McCaffrey's still going to be that slot guy. And he's going to be our gadget player off the edge. Guerrero and Smith, Payne, Sanderstill, and Beasley. Obviously, both going to be up there too. And Trey Amos up at free safety. Cousins is going to be a big one. I just saw Kennedy there. He is going to be our will linebacker, who I traded for, even though probably should have traded for the will linebacker now that I'm thinking about it, but that is the weak spot of this team is our linebackers. But I think our defensive line is so good, it ain't gonna matter. Brought in Kyle Shanahan to be our coach. Will that make the difference? Here we are, week 1, taking on the Denver Broncos to start the year. Interesting. Super Bowl losers last year, right? Yeah, the Panthers went all the way and won it. Let's go through the scouting. Ooh, she fits perfectly. Okay, northeast and southeast guys got to go. Tackle. Ooh, if we get a tackle and running back guy. First, I got to go through weekly strategy and do all this bullshit. That's what I should have prepared for. Sorry, Kyle Shanahan, your abilities are no good here. This is going to be fun to edit now that I'm thinking about it. 3 hours in, damn. It's going to be a long video too, though. Region breakdown. We got to get a halfback guy. And we'll bring in the halfback tight end guy for the northeast. And then the southeast. Oh, wait, because I didn't finish. Tell me I didn't pick the thing. Oh, tell me. No. Oh, it just fucked up. I was about to crash out for no reason. It's a common event for me. We'll just go edge and D tackle for. I don't know. Scouting's not going to be that important. Ideally, we're going on year 4 now, right? 26, 27, 20, 29, yeah. Had to count that on my fingers. Fuck you guys. Now, Zach Fife actually really produced on the practice squad. Look at the roster again. Fully upgraded. McMichael's actually turned out to be a decent player, but just overshadowed by the other decent guys. Got a 2-headed monster in the backfield. Bass Knight has been one of the best draft choices I've made. 88 overall off the rip. Oh, X Factor off the rip. But I will see you guys mid-season mark. All right, here we are, 6-1 after an 0-1 start. We got demolished by the Broncos. But finally, this team playing like how it should, although the defense, as we see, is rough. A linebacker breakout. Let's see, who's this going to be for? We'll just demand excellence. Whatever happens, happens. Got a national focus. Just go receiver. negotiations with Brian Gabriel wants $16 million a year. We definitely can't afford that, but the thing you got to realize is no matter what, that cap hit is going to lower and lower. When you just look at, I'll show you how Daniels' contract is. And you got to factor in, we got to pay a lot of other guys come 2030. The $68 million, it's only $2 million jump, and it jumps up another three. But it also, look at this entire group of guys. We got to pay a lot of people. So Brian Gabriel is going to be on hold. Taj Beasley is going to be that guy for us. We're going to give him 6 years. That money, he wants to be here. That's easy. Elijah Higgins is our second back. Does want to be here for only 6 a year. Sure, I could warrant that. Josh Connolly finally up for his second deal. 16. It's a move we have to make, and he kind of wants to be here. DeMar Price wants to be a Commander. It's very easy, but he's one of our first draft choices. And for $15 million a year, stretch that out for a long time. Cal Wiener wants to be here, but receiver is so deep, I don't know. Nolan Smith is up. Newton is up. These are moves we're going to save to the end of the year. But look, Jaden Daniels second in pass. Luke McCaffrey leading the league in receiving halfway through the year, although we did not have our bye week. Go through the weekly strategy. Do my thing here. Do the player development. And the whole scouting thing. And hell, for the hell of it, try and max out that upgrade as fast as we can. And then we will absolutely be moving to hopefully the number 1 seed in the NFC. But that defense is a big question mark, and I mean, I'm the only one I can blame. We actually are the 2 seed. The Bucs are 7-0. Incredible there down in Florida, but so we got blown out by Denver, and a nice win. Seattle blew out the Giants on the road. Then, you know, I mean, we obviously won 6 straight games, so, but 230, they're fairly close games. And then just coming off a blowout win versus Philly. Kayvon Thibodeau, 12 sacks. Wow. All right. We're heading to the playoffs. Shall we be in them? And we do. I hope we're the 1 seed. There's no way we didn't make the playoffs. The best offense, best pass game, second best pass game. We could not run the ball. We could not defend the run. But we end up 12-5 and the 1 seed in the NFC. Tampa Bay ends up the last. So, what a strange turn of events, going 2-8. That's rough. Right, and we claim our first division crown. And CMC did have CMC on the team, but Luke McCaffrey with another great year, winning the receiving yards title. Let's look at the stats. Jaden second in passing, another solid year. 11 picks. Definitely not his best year by any means, but yards wise, he did great. Running the ball, Taj Wilburn, 1,000-yard season, 11 touchdowns. It's the first time he's done that. McCaffrey, 1,700 yards, 19 touchdowns, probably the best of his career. Matt Golden almost had 1,000, and Barry was close as well, both combining for 12. And Gabriel had another solid year, just doing what he does. But I don't know if the money he wants, I don't know if it's going to be worth it. 16.5 for Nolan Smith. Is it time to pay him? Guerrero breaks out for a 10.5 sack season. And Deron Payne just doing his thing. Interceptions, Antonio Johnson gets 3, and he's our backup safety. Josh Talley ends up with 3 as well. Bass9 comes away with 1, Beasley with 1, Rollins Sanderson, and Trey Amos even comes away with a pick. Happy I brought him back. Yearly awards. Jaden Daniels is the MVP front runner. And we are not up for Coach of the Year. Actually, 9th. McCaffrey, Offensive Player of the Year. Nolan Smith was up for defensive, but he wasn't that good in sacks. Rookie of the Year, we didn't really have anybody that played. Yeah, so it was going to be fun. And let's not be a first-round exit this time right off the rip. We can't lose in the wild card, luckily. But Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I didn't look at the bracket earlier. The 2-seeded Rams fall in, not an overtime game. I don't know what I was thinking. The Falcons, I just realized the Super Bowl winners followed up with a 7-10 season. Usually, I think like the only team to like win the Super Bowl and actually like fall off was probably the I think recently the 2021 Rams going into 2022. They really fell flat on their face, but I could be wrong about that. We'll first time in the division round, we'll hop in. We'll see what the team really performs like, but we are going to take a look at our playoff roster once again. Daniels upwards of a 96, Caffrey up to a 92, Gabriel 94. The offensive line looks amazing. Even Barry up to an 87, Wilburn 93. Defensively, both our linebackers developed great over the course of the year, and our corners. This defense looks a lot better than it seems just from that 85 overall. But let's hop in. Taking on a great team in Tampa. They were the 1 seed at the midseason mark, looking to, prove that they are the best in the NFC still. They took out number 2. Here we are in Landover, Maryland. Here we are, simming away. First quarter, 7-0, 7-7. I think I have it on 6-minute quarters. That's a mistake. Oh, it's on 8-minute quarters. They just flew by. Second half, it was 7-7 at half, 10-7, 17-14, but they go right down the field on the goal line. We need to get a stop here. We'll hop in. Really going to rely on our defense, but we're definitely going to get a shot. Back, I think. It's an RPO. I was there, but could not make the tackle. And they punch it in right away on my first play, so. I feel like I had the counter for that there. I just whiffed. Extra point. We're going to need a touchdown, take the lead. As the Buccaneers are giving us a run for our money, but we'll take over. This is on all Madden, so see what I can do. Peters back to return. Not great either, only to the 24. The MVP frontrunner with a loaded roster around him, and he did get paid. Oh, batted away. Pressure came right away. Was not prepared for that. Couldn't even get the ball out to the flat. Blake Corman is in as our receiving back. And he's going to get a big catch here. And hopefully out of bounds at the 36. Clock stops. Going to McCaffrey. He grabs it. Gets 4. We'll head to the 2-minute warning. I was going to say try and get the run game going here, but that's clearly not an option with 2 minutes to go. We're going to go underneath the Gabriel. Cannot break a tackle. I'm not going to go too quickly. Try and send pressure. Get the first down. We'll add a little bit of tempo there. Nothing's getting open downfield. Oh, they did blitz. Yeah, okay. Gabriel again comes down with the grab. Only 3 yards, though. Maybe I'm rushing my reads, but Can't even hang on to that one. We're faced with 3rd and long. I feel like the play calling here kind of blows. Jane Daniels making a play with his legs. It's going to be 4th and 2. He did get out of bounds. Ooh, the RPO call. I really don't like this. Move Gabriel across to get an extra blocker. I'm really going to bail out of this. McCaffrey, please get open. They blitz. I'm going to give it to Wilbur, and he dropped it. It was broken up. It was a very bad read. And now I'm going to have to get a stop here to get another shot. Do have 3 timeouts. This game is far from over unless they get a first down. And that happens on the first fucking play. And he is leveled at the 25 finally. Don't know how that happened. But this game will be over. And Bucky Irving is God. God himself. I've never seen a man run the football like him right there. 2nd and 1 from the 17. They're going to run it again. And he just fucking... Deron Payne just fucking humps him 10 yards to get the first down. That will be it in our playoff. 2nd year. As we are. 1st round exits. Basically. Next year has to happen. It has to. I really only want to go 5 years because that's usually like the staple for these kinds of videos. Unless I do the, rebuilding too. I mean, I kind of said that at the beginning, but no. We have the team. We definitely have the team. If the Bucs win the Super Bowl, I'll feel happier. And time to find out if JD5 did win his first MVP. Bucs do. Okay, so back-to-back years we lose to the Super Bowl winner. Jaden Daniels does come away with his first MVP. Luke McCaffrey was Offensive Player of the Year. And, Baker gets an MVP. I can feel better about myself as well for that. DeForest Buckner retires. Quentin Nelson, Alex Highsmith. Anyone notable on our team? A.J. Brown from the Eagles, but no one on our team yet. That is good to know. No changes to the coaching staff needed here. Time to sign. We have the money. He's good. We'll give him his extension. Taj Wilbur no longer wants to be here. A mentor. Did he have a mentor at the position? I didn't think he did. Oh, wait a second. This is accept an option. He really does not want to be here. I already signed, what's his face? We will accept his option, though. Diego Carmillo also accept that option, yeah. Accept all these options. Get as far as I think. Cal Wiener still, Nolan Smith earned his money. 1,000%. He wants 2 years, he can get 2 years. He earned his money. Cal Wiener's a question mark. He doesn't really play. But he wants to be here. He's really cheap. I feel. Newton, on the other hand, the year it's $15 million against the cap. Sam Cosmi is gone already. Deron Payne. I need to get this man a championship. He has to come back. Everyone else, I could not give two fucks about, maybe. Free agency, you think would be better for... All right, fine, Aaron Brewer. Fine. Really. We'll hop into free agency week 1. We will. We have a 90 overall defense now. Roderick Little. It's the market. Andrew Thomas. Jack Campbell. We got 18 mil to work with. Aaron Brewer, you're coming back. I don't give a fuck. is there a cheaper alternative to Brewer? He wants 11 mil. He wants 10 mil no matter what. He's great. But Lloyd Cushenberry is not too much worse and only wants 5. That gives us play. Because then we can go out and get a man like Kyle Gallery to fill Cosme. And I mean, I like Sam Cosme, but we do not get Kyle Gallery. Okay, that gets us the chance to get a guy like Devontae Watkins. And we do get Lloyd Cushenberry. We fill in those holes at the offensive line. We don't really have the money to get a Jack Campbell unless he took a severe pay cut. I will offer him a severely discounted offer. He's definitely not going to take it. Yeah, he goes to Pittsburgh. That was our shot. Where does Cosme? We'll find out, I guess. We're going to the draft. Enough of this who went, who, where. JSN wants a quarterback. Christian Gonzalez wants a pass rusher. Any news on where? Whatever. Sam Cosme's gone. Let's head to the draft. We are picking at 7. Eagles were number 1. Should have made that trade. Max McCorder, UCF. Physical guy at 5'11". 4.5 speed at 5'11". He's a top 5 guy in the class. I already am paying Matt Golden. I have a great receiving core. Fuck it. It's Super Bowl or bust. We're just taking him to take him. The 5'11 physical guy, he was 5th. We got him at 7. 88 speed at 5'11. Very physical. I don't know why that's a build. He was a top 5 talent. He was just the 5th best guy in his class. We're going straight to the trade block with these picks. We're getting other depth guys at. We're going to look through the offensive line. Trammell is there. Troy Hendricks is there too. What do we have there? I didn't need to pay Lloyd Cushenberry, but he was actually cheap. Anton Harrison getting paid what he is kind of. I know I paid him that. They can't even afford that, but we can get more out of them. Interdivisional trade here. Can I get Kayvon Thibodeau? Can I get Abdul Carter? I cannot afford that. Unless. Now, I know I just paid him. But why do we have 2 kickers? I don't know. Antonio Johnson, who has been a league leader in interceptions. Okay, yeah, the Abdul Carter idea was very stupid. Have another goodwill linebacker. This trade just isn't. That one is not. They already start off negative in the cap. Stupid. Cano would be fun. Cano. Zach Bond, I think, is a smart move. I'll give them a 4th. And my pick just went by. We drafted. I don't know who Bryce Scott is. We're gonna send him to our next pick because I'm kind of upset about that. But at the end of the day, I think he's great for trying to make a championship push here. We give up a 4th rounder. We can't afford him. So we give them 2 random guys. We get Zach Bond. That is a huge contract we're kind of taking on, which makes this draft pick that much more important. And another tight end here. Phenomenal pick. And then I'm trading the rest of my picks for a future first. I'm never going to touch. Or, that's not true. There's got to be somebody we could afford, right? There we go. That's definitely overpaying for him, but I don't really give a fuck. I just don't want to deal with the hassle of drafting these guys. I really just want to hop back. I'm not even going to go through training camp. I think I'm just going to hop straight in. Really just simulate a push for this final season. It's weird. It's championship or bust this year. Usually that's not a good position to be in. We'll look at the draft recap. Max McCord is great. Bryce Scott actually is fairly good. Normal development, though, so I don't get too hyped about it. And Caleb Powell, just another reason why I shouldn't have paid Gabriel, but you know what they say. No, you don't, because I don't know what they say. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with this. And I seem to canceled it too early. La 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 la. We're bringing back Bill again. And if Blake Corum is here too, she is. I'll consider it. Don't have a lot of money to work with at all now. There are better guys available, obviously, but I mean, give these guys another shot. Shadur Sanders is on the team. That's got to be a plus, right? We got a 5-headed monster at running back. Matt Robertson, sorry you're getting cut. Trey Hayes has 99 speed. Wow, that is something I did not prepare for. Probably could make a change at receiver. But we're just going to look to get rid of guys in other places. I think that move starts with Anton Harrison. Preferably for another guard, like Nelson McCartney, who cannot afford that. Not even close. Didn't even think about that. Browns can afford it. Buccaneers can afford a guy like this. Maybe even give us this guy. If I give you my future, I don't know if this is my pick. There we go. We got our right guard. All right, there we go. All the cutting is done. Got all our guys. I'm honestly just straight. Oh shit. Well, you'll see the result of week 1. We'll take a look at the team. Completely forgot about that. Probably gonna start 0-1. No, we blow out the Colts. An absolute just domination. But take a look at this team. This is our championship year. We had a horrible team in place. Now it looks great. Looks real good. 2-headed monster. Technically like a 5-headed monster. We could really running back by committee this. McCaffrey's back up to our number 1 guy again after the incredible seasons he's had. And the defense looks good. Looks real good. Cole Basnight might be my favorite player ever. And just the fact that we paid Luke McCaffrey what he's getting paid, and he's just producing as a top receiver is just, a great move by me. Best move I made at GM to, stack on top of all the horrible ones I've made. This is where it gets fun though. It gets harder and harder to maintain a team like this. That's why we got to win now. And I will be hopping into Super Sim every one of these games come playoff time. We were 4-2, worse than we were last year. Yeah, it don't matter. Not going to stop us. We're coming for that 1 seed again. It wasn't hard last time. And it's finally another year, number 1 in the NFC East and the NFC. We had a top 5 defense and offense. The offense took a step back. The defense took a huge step forward. And coming off a week 18 loss, we were 13-3. And Guerrero, 19 sacks. McCaffrey, top 3 in receiving again. 13-4. No team was even close. Actually, the Eagles were probably the second closest team. Looking at it now. Look at the bracket. Interesting matchups all the way around. But yeah, I don't know. We look. I'm trying to, think here with my brain. It's very hard. Browns actually made a pretty good thing. Let's upgrade our players, and then we'll look at the stats. Caleb Powell balled out. Yes, probably didn't even play. Jaden Daniels just outside the top 3, had another just very efficient year, really limited the turnovers. Taj Wilburn, another 1,000-yard season. Good for him. Receiving, Luke McCaffrey dominating again. Gabriel actually had a step up this year, so maybe the money was kind of worth it. Matthew Golden, a little bit of a step back. Same with KJ Berry, but touchdowns are there between the two of them still. But the defense really stepped up. And Guerrero's 19.5 sacks. That looks great. DeMar Price getting the money he got looks great. And Nolan Smith doing his thing. Definitely worth extending. Trey Amos, Lynn Gaddis, the safeties, and even Zach Bond, the trade. Really getting the interceptions. Mikey Sanders still probably the only corner that got a pick. Yeah. Oh, positions right there. Need defensive touchdowns. No, I'm just thinking about it. Lynn Gaddis did get one. Interesting. Let's move on to next week. This is our Super Bowl run. Because after that, we have no money. But I have no money. All right, Rams looking to dethrone us as the 2 seed falls again. That only happens in the NFC, I swear. And in real life, it really only has come close in those scenarios. At home again on a rainy day. It's going to be a slop fest. Good news is the Rams do have a good Super Sim play, or not. They have a good Sim playbook, but Super Sim is not their friend. But they come out to a 7-0 lead, 7-7, 14. Fourth quarter, we went for it on 4th and 12. Are you serious? 3 and out. We have the ball. Let's go out there. First down. First down wins the game. Jaden Daniels going to just take off. Going for the corner. Can't get the first down. Clock does stop too. Going for the win here. It's playoff time. These guys are a little rusty. Not going to rely on my defense here. Just going to get it done. And that is exactly what we do. We are heading to the NFC Championship following a kneel down. And hopefully not such a rainy day next week. Although it worked for us this time. So we are hosting the Chicago Bears in the NFC Championship game. Battle between the 2024 first and second overall picks. Yeah, Bears fans have this one-sided rivalry with us and Jaden Daniels after that Hail Mary play. And they were very hyped about beating us. Even though we were... Well, actually... I don't think Terry McLaurin played, but to be honest, we looked... It was like first the Packers. We just looked awful against them, so... They did get that win. More or less, we beat ourselves. Yeah, let's just hop in. Hopefully not another rainy day. All right, here we are in Landover, Maryland at Commander Stadium. Or, that's not what it's really called, is it? The introduction, yada, yada, yada. Here we are hosting the NFC Championship for the first time in the Dan Quinn era. We are just 60 minutes away from going to the Super Bowl. We start off with a 14-0 lead. Caleb Williams is getting smothered by our defense. 21 zip at half. 28. Third and goal touchdown does wipe the shutout off the board. Is that it? Oh, it's a run play away. Wilburn left side. Runs a man over. As time will expire, we are going to the Super Bowl. The rebuild is complete. Not actually, that's not true. We didn't win it yet. That will come back to bite me. I guarantee it. Caleb Williams can't get it done against, the man who was drafted just one pick after him, and Bears fans are crying. What a day for Jaden Daniels. 3 touchdowns. I mean, hey, when you got the lead, how many MVPs does Caleb Williams have in this rebuild? That's what you got to chalk it up to. I'm just extremely biased. That's what it comes down to. But, Caleb Williams had a breakout year. We all watched. So, hope he does well. I liked him. Oh, we're taking on the Denver Broncos. Is that a week 1? No, that's from last year. Did we play the Broncos at all? No, we did not. Oh, yeah, because chance you play the same team twice is very rare when at a conference. But also, funny enough, the Browns finally get back to the AFC Championship game just for it to be the Broncos ahead of them. Yearly awards. Daniel Jones was the runner-up. Had a chance of back-to-back, but did not come through with it. And Oscar Guerrero I wanted to try and get Abdul Carter. We could have had the 2 front runners for Defensive Player of the Year, but I did just pay Nolan Smith all that money. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year. Yeah, we didn't really. The rookies don't matter anymore. Here we are in Dallas. Gotta win it on our rivals' field. Can we do it? Broncos already have a chip. I think. The Broncos win one or they lose both. Both. So the Broncos looking to get it done in their 3rd shot. We're trying to go 1 for 1 and end this video. So we'll see what happens here in Dallas. And we sim better than the Broncos. Starting off, get the ball second. 7-0 Broncos, 7-7. 14-7. 14-10 at half, I believe, yeah. We're going to go right down the field. Maybe stall out. 4th and 3. We go for it and don't get it. You got to stop, but give it right back. 4th quarter hits. It's still 14-10. Broncos with the ball. Fumble recovered by DeMar Price. We got the ball. We need a drive. We got to get this done here. Wilburn, short grab, gets close. Been a defensive nightmare for both teams. Underneath the Matthew Golden, the speed is untouchable. Or uncomparable. I don't know what I was going for there. 4 verts? Bet. I tried to take off. I didn't see him coming off the edge that fast. If I had another second from my left tackle, Jaden Daniels was stepping up and gone. But not that bad of a sack. We're going to take a deep shot from McCaffrey. He's open. It's a perfect ball. And we got the lead. His dad, Ed McCaffrey, Broncos receiver at the time, definitely in the stands for this game, I imagine. But comes down with a game-leading touchdown, possibly the game winner. Let's see what happens. We got 4 minutes to play. Kyle Wiener with a good tackle. Actually going to hold off on the defense for now. That's a good decision. We are running the ball. Moving the ball great into the Broncos red zone. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. We are going to be your Super Bowl champions following this kneel down. A 17-14 win. It took 5 whole seasons. But we get it done. And Jaden Daniels cements his legacy with hopefully a Super Bowl MVP. Will it be McCaffrey? Who knows? We'll see. What a year, man. I mean, from 1 seed, it's hard to repeat just being the 1 seed. It's definitely going to be hard. The hardest thing is being repeat Super Bowl champion. Also, I don't know. Wow. To be the 3 and lose the Broncos. What a rough run for Bo Nix. Jaden Daniels, first QB from his class to win a Super Bowl because of this. Ooh, that's not true. Michael Penix. If Michael Penix was the Falcons QB, that changes things. We'll see how he developed. The highlights are just going to be the 3 plays I was in. Golden down the sideline, which then set up. Please show it. Please show it. The absolute beautiful ball to take the lead, and that was the game winner, Luke McCaffrey. Easily a Hall of Famer now, right? Right, guys? What a year. 307 yards, 80% completion percentage. What a game. You could arguably say Bo Nix outplayed him too, but we ran the ball all right. Luke McCaffrey's 98 yards, 46 of those coming off the long ball, but what a rebuild. What could I say? Both these teams had to get through everybody. Broncos actually weren't even the 1 seed. They were the 2. So they had to play in the wild card, handled business throughout the playoffs just to get to us, and we just dominated defensively. 28 points in the entire postseason. We'll see. People are definitely going to retire now, I imagine. First one that comes to mind is Daron Payne. Baker Mayfield retires a Titan a year after winning the Super Bowl? Okay, now, we gotta, look at this now. So you're telling me Baker Mayfield, after winning Super Bowl MVP, walks. Josh Allen goes down as the greatest NFL player. Why am I looking at Jaden Daniels? I'm getting sidetracked. Baker Mayfield, I know he wasn't great, but winning Super Bowl MVP in Tampa and then retiring a Tennessee Titan as a backup, I don't understand that. I really don't. I get it from a Madden perspective, technically, but in real life that'd be unheard of. Let's look at the season recap. Joe Burrow MVP. Trevor Boss, receiver, who DeMar Price, that fumble recovery gets him Super Bowl MVP. So no Super Bowl MVP to Jaden Daniels' name, but he did come away with 1. And I'm just happy to be along for the ride. We'll look through. This was year 1. This was the off-season one. So year 1 officially, Broncos lose Super Bowl. Year 2, Packers win. Year 3, where we see the Broncos lose to the Panthers. And that's where Bryce Young did jump on the ball. Year 4 is where everything really came together. We just lost to the eventual Super Bowl champ, who's also they won. So the NFC really dominated most of this. If you look at it, the only team that didn't get it done was the Rams, and that's whatever. So interesting to watch, for sure. We'll look at the team. This was your final team. Caffrey up to 92, Golden a 90 with Morale, Barry a 90, 98 Brian Gabriel. Barry. Tart was a great move. That was a great trade. Probably gave up a lot, but it was worth it in the end. And the linebackers, Zach Bond and Payne retire. So Zach Bond was the staple of this linebacker group. Deron Payne was a leader on the defensive line, as we will check retirement. Tyler B-Dash was a part of our team. Jamel Dean followed. Blake Corum retires a champ. Bill retires a champ after 6 years. Bond retires, Deron Payne. And Saquon Barkley himself retires an Eagle. What a rebuild. Glad to have you guys along for the ride. With that, you got pause again. We'll focus the main players here. Jaden Daniels this season. Career. Alright, we got so year one. A real step back, especially in the turnovers. Year two takes it up great. He looks phenomenal. Does even better. And then the next season is the year. Right? Yeah. This year, double-digit picks. He still won MVP for leading the league in passing and touchdowns, I assume. And then he followed up with an even better year, technically, and came second. But Joe Burrow was that dog. Obviously, the main guy, Taj Wilburn, he was all right, Drafted him. He didn't touch the field. 1,000-yard season, few touchdowns. Nothing exciting. Elijah Higgins, who I took in the 6th round, developed great. He just did not get his shot. And he'll be on this team for a while, too. I extended him. This was the main guy here. Luke McCaffrey. From year one, every year he put up at least 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns. And only scoring his first touchdowns here in real life in that season. But 11, 17, peaked at 19 and went back down to 12. But still, this season was great. Look at career awards. Offensive Player of the Year and Best Receiver, but what? And that Super Bowl touchdown, can't beat it. Kitty Bear, Matt Golden were all great. Cal Wiener. Ben Peters. Wow. Even Trey Hayes. 99 speed, man. All 80 overalls. That's insane. Brian Gabriel. No, not if you in depth chart. Jesus Christ. One of my first draft picks. Actually, he was my first draft pick of the rebuild. 3rd round, 6th pick. 5-time Pro Bowler. Just solid season. 700 yards consistently and at least 6 touchdowns a year. Can't beat it. Probably not worth the money I paid him, but he's just the guy. And then Oscar Guerrero. Started off 5.5 sacks as like a real backup role to Dallas Turner. Turned it up. 2nd in the league for sacks, 19.5. One of my better draft choices. But the 2 best moves I made were in the secondary. Cole Bass-Knight up to a 97 overall. Just a monster corner, 6'3", just an absolute shutdown guy. Probably didn't get many picks, and he has 1 career interception. But just an absolute lockdown defender. No one's throwing it his way. And another first-year guy, Taj Beasley, has 4 career picks. Yeah. Lynn Gaddis developed substantially. Mid-round draft choice. And really just took that role from Antonio Johnson pretty quick. Trey Amos got moved to safety after getting paid corner money. We had 2 kickers. We didn't need the roster spot. But that will be the end of this. Hope you guys enjoyed. Happy to have you guys along for the ride, as I said. And I'll see you guys for the next one. Have a good one, and peace out.